I've said it before, the PMP exam isn't hard. The hard part is learning how to study strategically for a multiple choice exam. So let's go through a few real-world PMP exam questions and work through the logic together. The project manager meets with the project team to review lessons learned from previous projects. In what activity is the team involved? Okay, so to get this one and to get all PMP exam questions, let's work our way backwards from the most incorrect option first. So the most incorrect option in my mind would be the project team status meeting. There's no indication in this question that there's a status meeting happening at all. In fact, we understand that the PM is met with the project team to review lessons learned. That's it. That's all that's being discussed from the context that we have here. So it would be an assumption to think that a team status report or a team status meeting is what's at heart here, or what is occurring. A team status meeting is simply reviewing work completed to date, work planned, any active issues or risks, and that's about it. Lessons learned would not come up in a team status report meeting or team status meeting. So that one's out. The next most incorrect option is performance management. So performance management is where a manager and an employee chat, and the manager makes sure that the employee is getting what they need, and the manager monitors performance of the employee, making sure that they're operating in a way that's beneficial for the project. It's a one-to-one conversation, performance management, and it's a very private conversation because we're measuring and monitoring the performance of human beings. So you wouldn't invite the entire project team to that meeting, and you would not be discussing lessons learned at all. It's simply monitoring performance of individuals on the project. So those two are out, and that just leaves you between scope identification and risk identification. Now, the correct answer here is risk identification. But why isn't it scope identification? In order to get this correct, you have to understand the purpose of lessons learned and where does your scope come from on projects. So scope is going to come from your project sponsor or available subject matter experts or stakeholders or interest holders on your project. This is where you're discussing with them, making sure that your project is producing what they're looking for at the end of the day. You wouldn't review lessons learned to identify scope because you need to have conversations with human beings to understand what is and what is not in scope for your project. You would look at lessons learned to understand what risks might befall your project from similar projects in your company or in your organization. So risk identification is the only correct option that we have here. I hope you found this video helpful. Remember to apply that logic consistently when you're writing the PMP exam questions, and best of luck on your PMP journey.